Hey guys, Mark here. Welcome to my new beginner's guide for the Walkera V200D02. Just a couple videos to give you some basic information about what you get when you buy it, a couple tips on setup, and a couple more common repairs that you're going to have to do to one of these if you get one. Now this helicopter, it's a new 4-channel Flybarless helicopter that Walkera has out. It actually is the Flybarless version of the Walkera CV180D. That has a 90-degree flybar, or I'm sorry, a 45-degree flybar. This has no flybar. So one of the nice things about this, without the flybar, there's less mass on the road head, so it takes less power to spin it. So you get a little bit longer flight times. Pretty cool. Now this is not a beginner helicopter. It's meant as a more of an intermediate helicopter. This is going to be something you're going to want to get after you've learned to, say, fly like a coaxial. Learn the basics, the basic stick directions on a coaxial, then consider moving to, something like this prior to going to a collective pitch helicopter. Now, this is the D02, but most of this is the same as the D01, V200D01. That one has a brushless motor, and I'll go more into the differences a little bit later, but for the most part, the information for this video is going to be the same if you bought the D02, or I'm sorry, the D01. Now, the reason I'm going and making videos about this one is, like this helicopter, like the Honeybee Fixed Pitch V2, they're kind of stepping stones on your way to moving to a collective pitch helicopter. So if you think, if your goal is to ultimately fly a collective pitch helicopter, then I would consider getting this one or like the Honeybee. But if you're going to be flying mainly indoors, like garages, gymnasiums, or your backyard, the D01 would be a much better option. It's going to last a little bit longer because of the difference in motors. And again, I'll go into that later. But for those, most people, though, you'd be buying this just to learn the basics of single rotor flight on your way to moving to a 6-channel. So, like I said, just some basic information about the helicopter. So now, real quickly, I'm going to show you what you get when you buy one of these. Like what you can expect to see when you open up the box. And then I will just give you some more information, closer look at the helicopter, and then I'll go into setup in another video. So now, talk about what you get when you buy one of these. Okay, so we got the box here. You can see here on this side shows the helicopter. This side actually shows it with a plastic rotor head, where in fact it actually comes with the metal head. And on the other side here shows you another version of this, which comes with a Bell 222 fuselage on it, kind of like an Airwolf. Shows you a little picture of the transmitter. So now, show you what it looks like when you buy one of these. Alright, so we open up the top here, and you can see here it's kind of two plastic halves. So just slide it out the side here. Alright, so you can see here, this is kind of held together. So first we got the instructions, both for the transmitter as well as for the helicopter. Make sure you read this. Also got a spare pair of main blades, and now to take this off, kind of snaps together here. There we go. That part's off. Now we got the helicopter, and I'm going to give you guys a closer look at all this stuff here in a little bit, but I just want to show you real quick. Helicopter here, nice, pretty cool. Set this off to the side over here. Little compartment. We've got 2-cell battery, 7.4 volt, 1000 milliamp. All right. We got a little plastic screwdriver, Allen screw wrench. We've got the battery charger with the AC adapter here. And then over here we've got this out of here. The 2.4 gigahertz transmitter, computerized screen here. So pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, I'm going to give you a closer look at this stuff now. Alright, so I got everything all laid out so you get a nice good look at what you get when you get one of these. Starting up here with the transmitter. 4-channel transmitter. This is the WK2403. It's got the little digital screen. You got your buttons to make your adjustments. Another cool feature, it's got digital trims. So that way when you make an adjustment to your trim, it'll save it, versus like the old style where you had these little trims. You move it off to the side and then you're transporting your helicopter, you knock the trim tab off, so then when you start flying, you got to readjust the trims all over again. You're not going to have that problem with this one. Like I said, digital trims. It's got these two really cool buttons up here, which are dual rate buttons, and they just make this a little bit easier to fly for the beginners. And back here, it takes 8 AA batteries. It's got a little battery holder. And you can actually get a lithium polymer battery to use in place of this, which actually I would recommend you do. They're not that much money. And you got 2 jacks right here. This is a charging jack, and this is a trainer jack. You're not going to use those, so don't really worry about it. Then over here, we've got the manual for the transmitter, and this covers a lot of stuff. But one of the cool things this also covers is this is a mode 2 transmitter, but you can change it to say a mode 1, mode 3, or mode 4, which just requires changing the positions of these sticks. But this covers that, so in case you're interested in doing that. Then we got the battery charger here, the battery charger and the AC adapter. Now this will charge both 2-cell and 3-cell batteries, but this helicopter does come with a 2-cell battery. It's a 7.4 volt, 1000 milliamp battery, and you get spare blades. You get a little flat plastic screwdriver for making adjustments on the receiver in here. A little Allen screwdriver for various screws on the helicopter. Got the manual. Make sure you read this front to back. And of course, we've got the lovely helicopter. Flybarless head, and I'll give you a better look at this here. Alright, so now I can give you a really nice good look at the helicopter itself. So on the front of this, we've got the receiver and the 3-axis gyro. See here? And this is what you're going to be using this little plastic screwdriver to adjust these little dials right here. Now, it's got a plastic frame, and you can see here it's got brushed main motor and a tail motor. And the tail motor, obviously positioned here in the back of the frame, it's got a shaft that goes through the tail boom in the back here, and it's got some little gears back here that drive the tail rotor, a little three-bladed prop. Can't really see the gear back here, but helicopter itself, again, plastic frame. It's got the servos mounted right there, and one over here, and the aluminum flybarless rotor head. It's pretty cool because less parts, less to break, and because it takes, there's less mass up here, it takes less power to spin this, so you should get a little bit longer flight times. It's pretty cool. So that's the helicopter and everything that comes with it. Okay, so now you've got a really good idea of what to expect when you purchase one of these. And again, the V200D01, as well as actually the CB180D, CB180Q, and CB180Z. They're all pretty much the same helicopter except for the motor layout, and a couple of them have fuselages on them. But other than that, they're really the same helicopter, so they actually share a lot of the same parts. Not all of them, but a lot of them are the same. Now, this helicopter, one of the reasons I decided to review this helicopter instead of the version with the brushless motor is this one is more comparable to what many know I feel is the best trainer out there, the Honeybee Fixed Pitch version 2. Again, this is still my favorite trainer helicopter, but when you get right down to the price of these two, well, it's kind of hard, I'm like, this is a really nice little helicopter, especially because it's flybarless. eSky is just really lagging behind on when it comes to the newest advances to helicopter technology and, advances in the beginner helicopter market. They're just kind of, laying in the back. The Walkera here, you got an all-metal rotor head versus an all-plastic rotor head. This one's a little bit better outside. It's a little bit bigger. You can definitely take a lot more abuse than this one. And this one is also, you can, if you're a beginner, you can definitely start on this as your very first helicopter. Now this one, I don't recommend that you get this as your very first helicopter. If you do, I feel you're going to probably regret it. Now that's not to say that you can't start on this helicopter, but I just really feel that, as I mentioned earlier, you should get some practice with a coaxial first. You know, get some practice on this first, then transition to the V200 here. And you know, if you're going to be moving to a collective pitch helicopter soon, you know, either the Honeybee or you know the V200 is a good choice as a transition helicopter to help you make the transition from a coaxial to a single rotor, because you really want to get the basics of single rotor flight down before going to a 6-channel helicopter. It's going to save you a lot of money in repairs. So that was the end of this video. So my next video is going to cover you know, just some brief tips on, you know, going through setup. These things are supposed to be set up from the factory, and these actually have even less to adjust on them than the Honeybee does. So this is going to have even faster setup time. Just another benefit of the 4-channel helicopters. Love these things. So anyways, that was it. Oh, I'm sorry, the second video was going to have spare parts and you know, just the tips on setup. And then I'm going to do another video just about some of the repairs. And one of the things I do want to go over is I'm going to do a mod to the tail, because this has the shaft-driven tail, which if you crash and you bend your tail boom, well, then you have to replace your tail boom and the tail shaft. But there's a mod available where you can either replace the whole tail boom or just the end of it and mount your tail motor in the back. And that will make it, you know, a little bit more durable, so you don't have to worry about stripping the gears. You don't have to worry about bending the tail boom. A slight bend in the tail boom, no problem. You know, you come down hard, you're not going to worry about stripping the gears back here. So I think it's going to be a little bit better, you know, to make this a little bit more durable for the beginners, because you're going to fly, you're going to crash. So that was it, and I will see you in the next video.